friends, just want to ask you one simple question. Is it tactical? We could get into the definition. I'm not going to play with that for the moment. But I want you to start thinking in terms of, are you prepared for any type of high-stress emergency situation? Now, of course, you are recommended to have stores prepped at your home or in a safe location that you can get to. You are urged to have some type of go bag or bug out bag, as some people call it. Really hate that term. Where you have preferably a 72-hour supply in one bag. And then there's your day-to-day. Your day-to-day is really what I'm talking about here. What I want to get down to the point of is the way you dress, the way you carry your style, the way you train for fitness, and the way you train for threat management, combat. Are you training in a way that is tactical? Are you training in a way that is functional and is going to meet the demands of high stress, unexpected, violence type situations, whether it is man-made violence or natural violence, i.e. earthquakes, floods, whatever. Depending on your local climate, you have to make these calls, based on the observable surroundings, the observable culture. But a few things are somewhat, not entirely, there is no universal thing, but things are somewhat universal. The clothing you wear, can it accommodate a reasonable amount of equipment that you can carry on yourself at all times, or functionally all times? And are you training yourself to be a minimalist, or damn near a minimalist? You should be able to get away with just a few things in your pockets, but consider wearing cargo pants, or go full on for military or Leo style pants, where you've got reinforcement, durable fabric, multiple pockets. I prefer S.W.A.T team style pants. You may prefer something else, but something that can carry your load. You should probably have a blade, something to make fire. Obviously, you're going to probably carry your phone, something that you can make communications with, money, wallet, identification perhaps, or perhaps you're the type that refuses to carry identification, whatever it may be. But a few things that you need, something to write with, may be important. Just start making a list of things that you can carry on you comfortably. Things that won't be too obtrusive, things that are relatively easily replaceable, because if you get into a high-stress situation and you have to call on these things, you may end up breaking, losing, whatever. So consider things disposable, consider things expendable. You're going to have to start thinking this way. Nothing is going to be a forever thing. You just can't think in terms of forever things. If you start attaching, emotional, baggage to these things that are going to be called upon at a moment's notice, you may end up finding yourself disappointed. Beyond that, shirts, jackets, things of that nature, are they made of a material that's going to melt onto you into a fire? You may want to consider natural fibers, or even more something like Nomex that is fire heat resistant. May not be always applicable. You may end up choosing to just dress in t-shirts, cotton poly blends or whatever. I would suggest full cotton, or if you can afford it, hemp fiber. Hemp fiber tends to be a bit more durable. Ripstop is a great weave. It's inflexible though, so you're going to want to get ripstop for things that are not going to be in highly jointed, highly mobile areas, or something that is well fitted for you. Moving past clothing, is your fitness and is your fitness tactical? And what I mean by tactical fitness is your fitness going to allow you to adapt to the high stress situations? You know how high stress situations work? On, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. It's not this big long marathon. You're not going to go at this slow and steady pace. You cannot train marathon style for it. You surely don't train show style for it. You don't train your beach muscles for high stress. you train movement patterns and you train cardiorespiratory endurance, but you train cardiorespiratory endurance in a style like the high intensity interval training, Tabata style or classical HIIT cardio or some other method that you may prefer. But it has to be this on-off, short bursts, short rest, short burst, short rest, and you have to learn how to recover during those short bursts of rest, because your next high burst of intensity may have to be higher intensity than the last one. You have to be able to recover as completely as possible in those brief moments of rest. That is the only way to carry out any type of tactical exercise training. Now, beyond that, your combat training, is it tactical? Are you training multi-man? Are you training surprise attacks? Are you training blind fighting or sensory impaired? Are you training handicap? Are you, the list could go on. But are you training in ways that are going to simulate a real assault, a real high threat situation? Or are you training in ways where you're playing at dueling? If you're playing at dueling, you're not really training in an effective threat management way. You're going to get some edge. I'm not going to lie to you. You will get some edge. But it may not be enough. And personally, I don't want to bank on may not be enough. I want to bank on could be enough. There is no guarantee. But even that kind of training is going to be on-off, on-off. You need to train for once you've been hit. How do you train after you've been hit? After your surprise threat response is activated and you're fully adrenalized, how do you recover from that in a split second, turn around and face and rout your opponent? You have to figure these things out. You have to find a good trainer, a good training partner, a good instructor, and work these things out, because you are not going to get that kind of training going to the Taekwondo school down the street. It's just not going to happen. So just something to chew on. Ask yourself over and over and over again, is it tactical? That's all I ask of you. Until next time, good journey.